February year 1959. 9 experienced hikers set up their tent on a remote mountain deep in the Soviet Union. Hours later, something terrified them so badly that they cut their way out of the tent from the inside. They ran into the freezing night, barefoot, without coats, without supplies. Some of their bodies would later be found with crushed skulls and broken ribs. One victim was missing her tongue and eyes. No attacker was ever found. This is the mystery of Dyatlov Pass. The expedition was led by a 23-year-old student named Igor Dyatlov. He and 8 other experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute were attempting a difficult winter journey across the Ural Mountains. They were skilled, disciplined, and well prepared for extreme cold. Their goal was to complete a challenging expedition that would earn them the highest certification in Soviet hiking. They traveled through frozen forests, crossed icy rivers, and climbed steep mountain slopes. Throughout the journey, they kept detailed journals and took photographs. Everything about the expedition seemed normal until the night of February 1st, 1959. That evening, the hikers pitched their tent on the slope of a mountain called Kholat Syakhl. In the language of the local Mansi people, the name meant something unsettling: Mountain of the Dead. The group ate dinner, joked together, and prepared to sleep. Their final photographs show smiling faces and calm weather conditions. Nothing appeared unusual, but sometime during the night, something happened. Something terrifying enough to make 9 experienced hikers panic. When the group failed to return from the expedition, search teams were sent into the mountains. Weeks later, rescuers finally discovered the campsite. What they found was disturbing. The tent was still standing, partially buried under snow, but the fabric had been cut open from the inside. Inside the tent were their belongings, boots, coats, food, equipment. Everything had been left behind. It looked as if the hikers had suddenly fled into the freezing wilderness. Footprints in the snow showed that some of them had run barefoot. Others wore only socks, in temperatures that could kill a person within minutes. The first 2 bodies were discovered near a forest. They were lying beneath a large cedar tree. Both had almost no clothing. Investigators determined they had died from hypothermia. Nearby, the bark of the tree was damaged. It appeared someone had tried to climb it, possibly to see something in the distance. 3 more bodies were later found between the forest and the tent. They appeared to have died while attempting to crawl back to their shelter, but the final 4 victims would not be discovered until months later. Their bodies were buried beneath deep snow inside a nearby ravine, and their injuries were far more severe. One had a crushed skull, another had massive chest fractures, similar to the impact of a car crash. Yet, strangely, there were very few external wounds. One woman, Lyudmila Dubinina, was missing her tongue and eyes. Investigators could not explain how these injuries occurred. The case soon became even stranger. Some of the hikers' clothing showed traces of radiation. Several witnesses reported seeing mysterious glowing lights in the sky around the same time, and the Soviet government quickly sealed many of the investigation files. Eventually, the official report gave a vague conclusion. The hikers died because of a compelling natural force. But the report never explained what that force actually was. Over the years, many theories have tried to explain the tragedy. Some believe the hikers were caught in a sudden avalanche. Others suggest they may have witnessed secret Soviet military tests. There are theories involving infrasound winds, which can cause panic and disorientation. And of course, some believe something far stranger happened on that mountain. But none of these explanations perfectly fits all the evidence. More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the most disturbing mysteries in modern history. 9 experienced hikers, a tent cut open from the inside, bodies scattered across a frozen mountainside, and an investigation that never fully explained what happened. Whatever terrified those hikers that night forced them to abandon safety and run into the deadly Siberian darkness. And whatever it was, they never escaped it. What do you think happened at Dyatlov Pass? Was it a natural disaster, a secret experiment, or something we still cannot explain? Let me know your theory in the comments. And if you enjoy dark mysteries like this one, subscribe for more stories from the most unpredictable moments in history. See you in the dark.